After 5 years as a response officer in Luton, Ian knows the place all too well, and there isn't anything that happens here that surprises him anymore. But that's about to change. Ian is by a local fair, looking for some suspects involved in a robbery.
So I think they're in there. I've got taser, and we're obviously floating around the area just in case there were any sightings. We didn't know how many people were there. We didn't know whether any weapons had possibly been involved.
The two youngsters up ahead might be the ones he's looking for.
All right, guys. Just quickly, hang on. Let's come back this way. Where have you come from?
Fair.
The fair?
Come from.
Come from the fair. Right.
We're going to the fair.
Okay. Well, because I'm going to take your first answer, and there's an incident that's happened down at the fair. They just matched the description of possibly somebody who was involved in the Lucy Fate robbery. And a gentleman with a black cap and blue jeans has apparently been involved.
That's grey cap.
Wow. Grey, black, either way. Okay. I'm not saying you're involved in it, but I'm saying because you're matching descriptions of people that might have been involved, I'm going to search you both, okay? Is there anything on you that you shouldn't have at this moment in time?
No.
You've been smoking cannabis today?
No.
Has someone been around you smoking cannabis?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing with that little empty bag there then? Mm-hmm. Don't try and pull the wool over my eyes, mate. I've been doing this job a bit too long for stuff like that. Just get your bag still. It's all right, I'll do it.
They're not the suspects from the fair, but Ian has found something.
Oh, dear.
Some bags of cannabis.
All right. So that's coming with me. Normally, if you stop someone in its personal use, they will have possibly one or two little bags that will be loose in their possession, possibly in their trousers. What he had was a little pouch, and within that pouch was contained, I think it was 7 or 8 deal bags. Now, I don't know whether or not that was full when he left the house at the start of the day. I don't know at what point I've stopped him walking down the street. He could have been on the outskirts of the fair, and he could have been doing that all day long.
The boy looks barely old enough to pedal a bicycle, let alone drugs.
Right, how old are you?
12.
12?
Yeah.
Disgraceful, mate. Come and take a seat in the back of here. All right, jump in there, shuffle across to the other side, please. It was one of the more shocking jobs, I'm not going to lie, to get somebody of his age to have that bag of cannabis with all the little deal bags inside it, and he's heading towards Lucy Fate. And you put all the evidence together there and then, and you know for a fact he's going there, and he's not going to be smoking it all himself. He's going to be handing it over to whoever it's going to be. You got anything on you shouldn't have? Same question before.
Nah.
If you're honest with me.
I am being honest with you, bud.
The other lad is clean, but doesn't appear overly concerned about his mate.
He doesn't really understand what he's got himself involved in. That's why his friend thought it was a big joke.
Oh, shit. No way, man. Oh, my days. This ain't even funny.
Any of this yours?
Nah, none of it's mine.
Okay, you're good to go. All right, we'll have a chat with him. Shuffle over to the other side for me, please, mate.
If the boy is a dealer, he's the youngest Ian's ever come across.
You're 12 years old.
Oh, that's not mine.
That's not yours?
Nah.
Right. Whose is that then?
I was just dropping it off to a friend.
Right, who are you dropping it off to?
A friend.
Right. The Lucy Fair was on that day with an awful lot of people that were confined in one area. If his story was that he was taking it down there for a friend, shall we say, then it was probably true. If I seem hacked off, I am hacked off. But there's a reason why I'm hacked off. It's not because I think you're a bad person. It's that I think at the age of 12, you should have enough about you to know that carrying drugs is risky because you're going to get arrested, right or wrong. I think the dealers would have had proper little runners out who were probably going to sneak under the radar because the event was well policed. And as a police officer, if you're down there, if you see the usual suspects that you're coming across for drugs offences, you're going to be stopping them and you're going to be searching them, especially if you've got grounds to do so. With 12-year-old lads, 13-year-old lads, generally you'll be looking at them thinking, well, they're not going to be that daft, are they, to be carrying drugs around with them? But apparently, well, not so in this day and age. If it's not for your mate, and you are smoking it at the age of 12, really, really need to start looking at what you're doing. When I started, you were used to the criminal damages and the graffiti and the other bits and pieces. The drugs thing just seems to be now creeping in more and more at a younger age.
Already back at Luton Police Station is the 12-year-old boy who was found with cannabis on him.
DP was stopped for a routine check because he smelled of cannabis, carried out Section 23, Misuse of Drugs Act search, at which point I found 4 bags of cannabis inside that bag that was in his possession. He stated that he was carrying it.
Cannabis was recently upgraded in 2009 from a Class C to a Class B substance, meaning the penalties for possessing it or supplying it have increased. Just for possession, a court could impose a 5-year prison sentence.
So do you understand why you've been arrested?
Yeah.
Who are you living with now, mum or dad?
Mum.
Just mum. Is she aware you're here or does she know you've been arrested? No.
More often than not, though, the police just issue offenders with a warning.
When I was their age, cannabis was a big no-no, it's a drug. But now it's just got this image that, oh, it's only cannabis. If we get stopped with that, then we'll get a slap on the wrist. And we can get a warning for it. Then we might get a caution for it. Then later on we might get put before the courts. But they're still not going to do anything other than fine us. And you do think to yourself, well, you're talking 3 or 4 times they can get caught for possession of cannabis or using cannabis, and nothing really is going to happen to them. So where is the deterrent?
Calling in relation to your son, who's been arrested.
Maybe the boy's parents will be able to provide the answer, but at the moment, they're nowhere to be found.
I need to speak to you in relation to why he's been arrested. If you could call us back.
I've tried to speak to his mom. I asked him about his dad. He said he didn't know where he was. Right, if you take your shoes off for me. Right, you'll have to spread your mattress out, so we'll go across there. Give you a hand. Grab all that. Okay. If you need anything, this buzzer on the wall, okay? Everybody's literally just round the corner. We're in a cell designed for younger people. Should be back with you soon, and if need be, I'll go and have a knock on your door. Is your mum likely to be home, or is she at work? Is she? It suddenly starts to dawn, well, hold on a minute, I've got caught here with drugs. And it's only really when you close that cell door and you look into their eyes and you get a feel for, are they actually bothered about what's going on? And a lot of people, you put them in the cell, you close the cell door and they'll be asleep before the door's closed. They're just so used to it. With somebody like him, you'd like to think that this might be a bit of a wake-up call because he was sat there with his head in his hands. But you never can tell these days, that's the sad thing.
The 12-year-old's mother has ridden off into the sunset, but Ian has managed to track down another member of his family.
Mum's up in Sheffield, apparently. We've got the auntie who's upstairs, who doesn't really know what he's doing at the moment. She's told him to stay in the house today. Apparently he hasn't, and he's just left the house. So she's happy to come in as an appropriate adult, but she can't say whether or not this is a blip or whether or not he's off the rails a little bit at the moment. Obviously, the best person to deal with him is going to be Mom, but if she's gone up to Sheffield and left him here, we don't know. I don't know what the personal circumstances are. It's going to be difficult. Ideally, the youth offending team will sit down with Mom and him and have a bit of a conference about what's going on and the way he's acting and get to the bottom of it. You try and say, well, is he going through any problems at the moment? Is there anything that you know of that is sending him down this path? She said, I don't really know him. And you think, well, you've got responsibility for him here. And you start asking simple questions to you and I. When did he last have a meal? I don't know, just leave food in the fridge. You think to yourself, well, if that's the life that he's got, what's stopping him trying something else? Because it might just be a cry for help. And that's even sadder, because if he's been pushed down that route that he doesn't want to go down because he thinks he's got no choice, at his age, it's a rocky road from then. Got to be honest, it's a bit of a shocker for me, and that's having worked in Luton for 5 years, to be picking somebody up of his age, walking around with sort of bags of cannabis. It's not too common. Does he actually smoke it?
I don't know. Because he doesn't live with me, he lives with his mum.
Right, where does she live?
She lives in Stopsley's. I'm just
right, okay.
minding him for a week because she's gone to Sheffield.
Got you. I will always offer him all the help in the world if he wants to go down the right route, But if he chooses to go down that other route, I'm going to make it clear to him that I know his face, I know the area he lives in, and if I see him out and about causing problems, I'm going to arrest him. And I don't care if he's 12 years old or 44 years old.
Traffic cop PC Paul Stanley Baxter has been called up to the castle after another tip-off from security that some youngsters are misbehaving there.
The security guard stated that he had already asked these people to leave, but they were still there. They mentioned as well that there was some wheel spinning going on. There was concerns that the driver may have been consuming alcohol. It's quite a common problem where youngsters who are not perhaps old enough to go out to pubs and clubs, they go to, or get other people to go to the local off licence to buy their cans and bottles for them, and they then find somewhere out of the way where they can then consume it.
At this time of night, the lonely castle seems an ideal place. Although right outside the front door is not so clever.
On my arrival there, the car was stationary and it was the passengers that were milling around there.
Can you watch your back for a minute, please, Right. How old are you, Anne?
Stan is only concerned about the ones who are in the car.
Can you take your dog in, bud? Won't ask again, innit? Come on, Anne. Annie, were you going with him?
I'll be now, John.
There we are. Who's in the car? Right, we'll go then, please. Where do you go in?
Huh?
You were in the car, weren't you?
Yeah.
Right, come here then. Go on in, bud. Right, you five are in the car. How old are you?
17.
How old are you?
After November 01.
20.
After November 01, driver.
What's the cans? How old are you?
Thank you. Operator 1804, code 1.
What's the cans? Whose are they?
Mine.
Right.
Okay.
Wait a minute now, I got an echo going on here, have I? I asked him, he said who it is, and you will now tell me who he was.
It's long been illegal for underage children to spend their pocket money on booze.
Do you want to pass him here for a minute?
But it's only recently that the cops have been able to do anything about it if they're caught drinking in public.
Right.
Stan's exercising his newly acquired powers.
You got a 16-year-old with you, a 17-year-old pregnant girl there as well.
If they're in a public place and they are committing antisocial behaviour, we then have the power to confiscate the alcohol from them.
Smart one.
It doesn't matter, but
I will tip out any half-consumed bottles or cans or whatever in front of those people.
I tell you what is relevant, the law in relation to drinking alcohol, which is 18 years of age.
Yeah, I'm 18.
Right.
I'm 18 now.
Huh?
That's my last can.
Is it? Well, know what you've got to do, don't you? You've got to drink it in the company of other people who are 18 and over. You can't drink it in the company of 16-year-olds.
That's what was in the bag for, man. I weren't drinking it.
You was just drinking one. One was open and one was open with him.
I weren't drinking the can there.
Right, let's rewind now a little bit, right?
Yeah.
He was holding 2 cans.
Oh,
He was holding 2 cans.
Oh,
it's okay now, is it?
Yeah,
Right, thanks a lot.
I just had to go and buy more, when No, just saying.
Either you're just being stupid, but right, or you're taking a mick. Let's hope that you're being stupid, because if you're taking a mick, you can join me. All right?
No, it's all I'm saying is I can buy more.
Yeah, you can buy more, but if you're with 16 and 17-year-olds, I'll tip them out like I just did now.
You don't necessarily have to if the cans or bottles are unopened, but I tend to open them and show them in front of them that the alcohol has gone.
PC Baxter likes his drink on the rocks.
They may think that I was being unfair, but what swayed me as well was the young girl that was there.
The girl is underage and pregnant.
If you want to drink alcohol, that's fine when you're over 18. Right, but as I said, you're in the company of a 16-year-old, a couple of 17-year-olds.
That's why it was on a 4-full.
There's every likelihood that you are going to drink it, isn't it?
What?
In the company that you are now.
No.
There we are then.
Right,
I'll tell you what to do the best is, right? Can you make your way from the area?
I always said it like.
No, I think it's best now because you're starting to aggravate the situation. Yeah, the gate is our way, look. Yeah, start walking our way, look.
The Galway little one is a classic reason why this law is there, is because, yeah, he may be 18, but obviously, and he can buy the cans legally, but you can just see how he can aggravate a situation and be a bit of a ringleader.
Where there's drink,
Watch your back.
there might be drugs.
smoked it all, have you?
Pardon?
Smoked it all.
Smoke over.
The cannabis you had in here?
No.
Well, you have been smoking in here at some stage. Are you telling me you're not?
Yeah, I'm telling you not. That's
There was certainly paraphernalia in the car that I would associate with cannabis. The car inside needed a valet, to say the least.
I smoke cannabis as well, no?
Huh?
I smoke cannabis as well, no? I don't smoke cannabis, mate.
I was asking you a question. That's all. All right.
I'm sorry,
If you
I'm
jump in the
taking
back of the car, please. Round there.
Any side?
Yeah, round here. There's only room for 4 passengers in the car, not 5. And I've already asked you to go.
Yeah, I know.
You. Yeah, because you had nothing to do with the car. Ta-da.
The ones that obviously couldn't fit in the car, I made sure that they went.
You had a drink at all tonight?
No.
There are all the signs of cannabis. There's been cannabis use in our vehicle, right? There are Rizla papers in there with bits of the car, but it's been... And you rip the parts of the Rizla paper, do you?
When I haven't got no filter.
He didn't appear to be impaired enough for me to take any further action in relation to it.
Have you got any points in licence?
Yeah, I got 6.
Right. And how long
Stan's taking no action with regard to drugs, but he still suspects the driver may have had a drink.
Okay, take a nice deep breath and blow in the tube till I tell you to stop.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right? Keep it going, keep it going. Okay.
That's a deep breath, huh?
This is one. Okay, that's 0.
Although he hadn't had a drink, the breath test was negative. The others had had a drink, and there was no doubt that the others had drawn attention to the car being in there and him being in there.
Stan's going to let the youngsters go,
Is your mother aware?
but only after one of his lectures.
Well, I would have thought she's aware that you're pregnant, isn't it? Aware that you're down here now drinking at this time of night.
I ain't drinking.
But the people you're with are,
Oh, yeah.
right? It concerns me because you're heavily pregnant.
You know, we've got concerns for her. I don't think for 1 minute that they would have done anything intentionally, but a bit of horseplay, especially with alcohol concerned. I don't think that was the right group to be with at that time.
Okay. All right then, Matt.
I can have it.
And then I made sure that the car and his passengers then left.
Police patrolling can mean parking up to allow crime to find you. Usually it doesn't take too long, and today is no exception. 2 miles away, another traffic cop has spotted a stolen van.
White transit van.
Driven by a teenager who has no intention of being caught.
Your vehicle failing to stop.
The chase is heading north to where PC Scothen is parked and waiting.
I was actually on Atcliffe Common when the radio call came up that a van had just been stolen with the keys. So I literally just sat and waited for it to come.
Scothen is certainly in the right place. But can he stop the van in time?
Send me that 3-1, I'm behind the shoot.
I've never seen a chase so dangerous in quite a long time. The van was stolen in the middle of rush hour in Sheffield traffic. Traffic couldn't have been busier, and he was doing speeds of 70 miles an hour through traffic lights, through red traffic lights.
Send me that 3-1 behind the shoot.
Sheffield's rush hour is doing little to slow the teenage van thief down. But it is forcing the traffic cops to take unusual measures.
Send me that 3-1, we're at the island.
Going round the wrong way hasn't paid off. The thief has forced himself through the roundabout jam, and Scothen and Co have lost sight of him.
He'd gone that crazy around the roundabout that we'd totally lost view of him, and there was 3 separate ways that he could have gone.
Scothen takes a gamble, guessing the teenager is heading for the M1 and a way out. He's right, and once again is in the right place.
They picked him up driving, again dangerously along the hard shoulder at suicidal speeds.
Scothen and his fellow traffic cops must now choose: continue the chase at this speed or back off and let the teenager get away.
Send me that 2-1, yes, yes.
We had people on the hard shell roof, the car's broken down, they stood at the side of the car, changing tyres. For him to career down the hard shoulder at that kind of speed, we could have ended up with an awful situation.
Preventing awful situations is what Scothen is trained to do.
I managed to get ahead of him on the motorway. I actually used lane 3 and managed to safely get past him while he was still careering down the hard shoulder.
The idea is to stop the van from leaving the motorway at the next junction.
Tango Delta 2-1, we're approaching junction 31, half-mile marker. I'm going to quarter him to keep him on the M1 south.
My next tactic was to try and keep him on the motorway. I had all my blue lights and sirens on, traffic head was moving out of the way, and it made the pursuit a lot more safer.
Safer is not a word this teenager understands.
We're on the hard shoulder.
He is now in the right place to leave the motorway.
From the exit slip to junction 31.
Slip road roundabout ahead, and a traffic cop's worst nightmare.
Approaching traffic on a red traffic light, stand by.
Come true.
This vehicle is now.
He's been faced with standing traffic and he's forced his way through onto some rough ground. On doing that, he's just basically lost control of his vehicle. He's collided with a van that's using the road as normal.
Having got away with the closest of close calls, the teenager is upping the ante, throwing caution totally to the wind.
Approaching Tadwick Crossroads, traffic's queuing.
This guy is literally suicidal, just wanted to get away from the police at absolutely any cost. He went down the pavement and just clipped every car in the line until, unfortunately, he hit one car too many and it wedged him into a wall and we caught him.
When Scothen and Co caught the van thief, they found him to be 14 years old.
Pursuits are one of the most dangerous areas of work for traffic officers or for police officers as a whole. We'll do it as safely as we can. We don't want people just to think that they can flout the law and drive away.
More and more these days, the police are relying on CCTV to be their eyes of the law. Outside a shop on a Grimsby estate, some boys on bikes have been caught on camera, circling menacingly around a parked delivery van. The opportunist thieves have been tempted by a large parcel they've spotted left on the front seat. Their curiosity to know what's in it has got the better of them, much to the despair of the owner. But they haven't taken into account the nearby camera that's been watching them, or the one in the sky in Oscar 99.
It's 9-5, you can remain where you are. I still haven't been able to do as you requested. We can't contact. XY, Oscar 99, can I come in?
On the ground, husband and wife team PC's Peter and Rachel Mills have responded to the control room's call.
We've got a bit of a fighting chance.
Let's tell them off on the Arbor Road. We were just on general patrol, monitoring the radio, and this incident came in that was a theft from a motor vehicle in progress. It's one of our major crimes in this particular area at the moment, theft from motor vehicles. The Oscar 99's above now, so...
Suspects. Yeah, 99, we've got one with a black top on, one with a light coloured top. He's put a box into his pocket. Looks like they're going into a house.
With its camera on maximum zoom, the lad with the mystery package is still unaware of the police chopper above and thinks he's home and dry.
Got him there.
Patrol car, keep coming, patrol car, come out the back. XY, Oscar 99, the cyclists have got to stop, it's not the one, we want them at the house.
It's not the one, Rage.
No, my apologies, they went into that house there, the cyclist. Yeah, they went into that house.
The boys in the house are being brought outside to see if the culprits can be identified by the helicopter crew. But there's a problem.
Yeah, Oscar 99, it looks like they've been swapping tops. We might have to play the video back to get these.
Oscar 99 at that stage was struggling, yet you can hear it on the radio message. They couldn't positively identify it.
Wait one, I'll check with the camera operator. I've been reading maps. Wait one, over.
The initial identification was based on clothing, so you can appreciate people are swapping clothing when they come out of the house.
Do the favour, mate. Can you just come join us here? All right. Can you just come join here? All right.
Rachel went into the house, did a search, and a box was found.
Do we have an informant, and can we clarify that's what's been stolen, please?
Can't confirm, can at the moment. Basically, there's been an incident in this area, OK, which we're investigating. We can't tell you too much, but the alleged offenders have allegedly gone into this house here. So that's why we're just speaking to all the people who are involved, all right?
I'm not involved.
Inquiries were made at the scene where they were arrested and at the location where the offence took place.
2 of the offenders. They are confirmed.
So we got information from another source who clearly identified 2 of the offenders responsible.
Right, lads. Listen to what I've got to say to you both, OK? Just listen to what I'm about to say, OK? You're going to, of course, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence, OK? And you've been arrested on suspicion of theft from a motor vehicle, OK? And the reason why we're arresting you is there's a necessity for the arrest, so we can allow the prompt investigation, OK? So at this stage,
I just come out with Nana.
you're going to be handcuffed.
On these estates, the cops have to take every precaution, even with boys as young as these.
Nana, Ryan, just come out. Just come out with
Just do
Nana.
the favour, just turn to the back, we'd handcuff you to the back.
Come out with Nana.
Have a rest. Go in.
Doing what?
A lot of young lads these days, they carry knives, they carry knuckle dusters with them, and it's happened to me where I haven't handcuffed someone and I've ended up being assaulted because of it. And before you know it, a problem creates itself like a Jekyll and Hyde. Suddenly, this monster appears and they're trying to get away from you.
Doing what? Because you've been so...
Lovely, thank you very much.
I just come out with Nana. What
Right,
are
love.
you doing that for him for?
They've both been arrested on suspicion of theft at the moment, OK? They've been identified as being responsible. Just do the favour, love. They've been identified as being responsible in that incident, OK? So at the moment, they've just been arrested on suspicion, OK?
Oh, well, we know who the grasser is then,
Right.
don't we?
OK, so we'll do an investigation.
No comment there, you don't nothing, you'll get stored.
It was quite clear that her grandson had been responsible for the incident and she was trying to provide him an alibi, as were probably about 10, 20 other people in the street at the time. It happens all the time.
Just why the boys were so eager to steal the parcel is about to be found out.
I'd seized the property and inside were a pair of ladies' black high-heel boots.
Which I don't think they would have fitted them.
Maybe the boy thought they'd fit his nana. The 2 young suspects will be taken to the police station while the cops check the CCTV footage to see if anyone else was involved. Kids these days may not be like they used to be. The unlucky boys who bagged the women's boots from the van have arrived at the police station.
He's such a young lad, and it's day in, day out with him.
Whilst you're at the police station, you have certain rights, okay? You've got the right to speak with an independent solicitor free of charge at any time. You understand that? Yeah. You've had one before? Yeah. All right, you can have somebody tell that you're here. We will tell your mum that you're here, okay? And also you can look at our codes of practice governing police powers and procedures. That's our book which explains all your rights in the police station.
None of us were angels, were we, when we were younger? But by the same token, I think we certainly know the difference between right and wrong. And I think some kids go too far, way too far. And they basically go into crime.
Upstairs, the CCTV footage of the smash and grab is being analysed by the officers who were involved.
Right. Are they just a delivery firm then?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And on viewing the evidence there, it became clear there was a third party involved, so they went back to the address and locked up the third party.
Now, it's me, mate.
Well, that's coming up now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's already smashed it. Reached in now.
Someone will buy that. The stolen property, and it'll be sold very cheaply. What they don't realise, obviously, is the damage to the vehicle, which is a lot more expensive than what they've gained, really.
You know, because I was in the area.
Yeah.
The stolen package investigation is wrapped up. A small, hard-earned success in a never-ending battle.
Yeah, they are.
They are juveniles. You can put a juvenile in front of a court and the chance of them then getting sent down is very, very rare. So all they'll do, they'll get a slapped hand, probably for the 56th time, and they're back out on the street and we have to deal with them again.
This time, the 15-year-old who stole the surprise package containing women's boots was ordered to pay the sum of £100 in compensation. His accomplice admitted a number of additional crimes and was sent to a young offenders institution for 6 months.
In Colwyn Bay, it's been a quiet shift for night cops Dave Williams and Kelly Hughes. But just as they think they're done for the evening, they get stopped by a local taxi driver who spotted a potentially lethal situation.
But they had toy tractors. Now, I've just phoned the bloke in the farm and he says that they're obviously from his place. He's just on the phone now reporting it.
Taxi drivers are an invaluable source of information for the night cops, and tonight their knowledge of the local area could prove vital in stopping a disaster.
Just got flagged down there by a local taxi driver. He's reported that about 5-10 minutes ago he saw a couple of lads coming over the fence with two small tractors that he believes were from the local farm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go onto the promenade, the beach, have a quick look round to see if there's anything that's been abandoned there.
With the tractors potentially causing chaos, the officers waste no time in pursuit. And with time running out, they once again turn to the local to help them find their quarry.
Back there on that corner now, by the quick bit.
The two lads with the tractors.
The taxi driver's information has proved invaluable as time finally runs out for Colwyn Bay's very own Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Look at them go.
Hey guys, stay there. What are you up to? Are they your tractors?
No.
No, where have you got them from?
Badavin Farm, mate.
Have you got permission to take them?
No.
No? You've only taken them without consent then?
Now, then? Where were you both going?
I'm going home.
Where's home?
You had a drink tonight?
Theft of any property, big or small, is taken seriously by the police, and so there's only one course of action for them to take.
So, at this time, you're both under arrest, suspicion of theft of the tractors, okay?
Okay, do you want to get off the tractor for me,
sorry, yeah?
They may have only been toys, but God knows what damage they could have caused. With the prospect of getting a criminal record, the bewildered lads are put into the back of the van. But fortunately for them, their luck's about to change.
How you doing, my friend? Who are you?
Do they belong to you, do you?
Yeah, they belong to the farm. All it is that we had a party up at the farm.
Right, okay.
So
do you know if these two lads were at the party?
Yes, they were.
They were?
At the party, yes.
All right.
All they're doing is they were just having fun with the tractors.
Right, okay. Hi, guys. Have you been to a party at the farm tonight?
Yeah.
You have? Right, okay. We're going to speak to the farmer to see if there's any complaint about the tractors, but because you've probably been at a party, he might not make any complaint, you know. And if he doesn't, then you'd be de-arrested and you'd be free to go. Okay, but obviously you shouldn't have took the tractors, really, should you? All right. As soon as we sort it out, we'll let you know either way, okay? So they sit here for a bit. Okay, guys.
With freedom in sight, it's a nervous wait for our tractor rustlers as PC Dave Williams talks to the owner of the tractors.
Hello, it's the police speaking. Hiya, who's this? Hi. Yes, we have. There's a green one and a red one. Apparently, the two young lads have been to a party at the farm, so you've probably seen them about. And they're quite compliant, you know, they're apologetic, etc. You don't want to make a complaint, no? Do you want to just check the tractors and make sure that you're happy there's nothing damage to them? No worries, mate.
Just a few little...
Having been told the tractors are safe and in a good condition, the farmer decides not to press charges. The boys are sent on their way, but not without one final request from PC Kelly Hughes.
If you can use your legs, that would be much preferred this time.
Sorry, Mum.
Thank you.
So the lads are free to roam the streets once more. And the tractors' riding days aren't yet over. Even the police can see the funny side.
10 miles east of Birmingham on the M6, PC's Andy Collins and Dal Najjar are racing to reach a car that's trying to outrun traffic officers who are in hot pursuit.
Basically responding to a vehicle that's failed to stop for a local traffic unit. It's entered the motorway and we're just making progress towards it now.
Channel 7 now.
The traffic car's updating other units as they try to stop the speeding car.
100 miles per hour, okay.
But they're travelling so fast, the fear is the motorway cops won't be able to catch up with the chase.
It's going as almost as quick as we're going, so it's getting... We're not that far behind, but...
All the time we was trying to gain on it, so we was trying to get more vehicles, police vehicles with it, and try and get the helicopter up as well to help with the pursuit, because that's the best tool that we've got.
The police helicopter travels at more than 130 miles an hour, but more importantly, it doesn't have to follow the roads, so it can get above a chase in a matter of minutes.
We are attending, we're about a minute away over.
Oscar 1, continue.
As the helicopter heads cross-country, on the ground, PC's Collins and Nijar are also pushing their car to the limit and are in sight of the chase.
Oscar Tango 2-2, we are behind you now.
Oscar Tango 2-2, can you move on? I think we need to get behind the boat ASAP.
Yes, we are in a Range Rover. I don't know if you guys want to do a passing manoeuvre and we'll take over Pursuit Commander over.
PC Nijar's taken control on the ground, and his plan is to surround the car and force it to stop.
Get into that lane, mate. Get into the third lane.
Speed is 100 miles an hour. We're trying to keep him on. It's one Asian male driver. Get in front, go.
Stay here, stay here.
Think about that. Course anyway, we're trying to keep him on the motorway.
Surrounding a speeding car on the motorway is a risky manoeuvre, but one the cops are experts in.
They want him staying on, yeah.
We ideally wanted to keep it on the motorway, but the car wasn't being driven, it was being driven quite dangerously.
Speed is 100 miles an hour. It's changing lanes from 3 to 1.
But just as the cops get into position, the driver sees a way out, a junction up ahead.
He's going to come off. Stand by.
It's just what they don't need. With seconds to spare, the driver takes a sharp left towards the exit. The cops' plans have gone out the window. They'll have to think again.
It's no good just pursuing a car. We've got to have a plan to be able to stop it safely.
A chase off the motorway through busy streets can be much more dangerous. The traffic patrol offers an extreme solution.
Can we get tactical contact before this gets out of control, please? We can take him out.
Tactical contact means deliberately hitting the car and forcing it to stop. But it's rarely sanctioned, and this is no exception.
Tactical contact is not authorised. Use to back up, lead it to the helicopter. Alpha Oscar 1, confirm you have got eye with it.
To confirm, we are above and we are recording over.
With the arrival of the chopper, senior officers have decided it's safer to pull back.
Yeah, basically the helicopter's above now. We're into the Warwickshire area onto A Road, so we're backing off because the helicopter will give the commentary and it's more safer then. At the moment, we're just going to think of some tactics now. Just bear with me.
With the helicopter keeping an eye on where the car is going, the cops regroup to plan their next move.
Have we got anyone with Stinger ahead of us?
If they can get ahead of the car, they can use a Stinger strip to puncture its tyres and bring it to a stop.
What we're trying to do is get this vehicle stung and hopefully go for that perception. If not, if we get a chance, we will T-pack this. We will do what we call a boxing manoeuvre on this vehicle.
We were on country roads, some of them were unlit. He was going at high speed, sometimes on the wrong side of the road as well. So, you know, you're always thinking at the back of your mind what could happen.
Roger, he's into the village and we've got about an hour's worth of fuel on it.
The plan depends on the helicopter keeping tabs on the car and letting the cops with the Stinger know exactly where it's headed.
Tango Charlie 7-4, we're in Brinklow now with Stinger. Charlie 7-4 in Brinklow with Stinger. Alpha Oscar 1 update, Evans.
Roger, Alpha Oscar 1, still B4027, I think it was, about to enter Brinklow.
Towards Brinklow, we're Tango Charlie unit, call sign in Brinklow with Stinger. Call sign again, Evans.
The Stinger unit's in place, but something's gone wrong.
Did they sting him there? Because there was a car sat there.
7-4, we weren't quick enough.
The cops were in the right place, but they couldn't get the Stinger deployed in time.
Stand by, he's coming to a T-junction in the village. I'll tell you which way he's going. Stand by one.
They need to devise a new plan of action, but their luck may have turned.
I don't think this bloke knows where he's going, does he?
Yeah, he's just gone lights out. He did an immediate right at the T-junction, then a first left.
The driver may be lost, But 600 feet above him, the chopper can see exactly where he's going.
Right, he's come out of Brinklow and he's on an unnamed road towards Coventry Way. Dead end, we think of.
Now it's the driver who needs a new plan.
He's Alpha Oscar 1 for update of us.
With the road ahead blocked, he veers into the bushes looking for a way out. But his car is going nowhere.
YJ, all units make the night, son. All units make the night, son. Vehicle stopped.
Immediately, the car is surrounded by the cops.
It was a bit of a hectic scene because we thought that these males had run off into the fields. But when I went over to the vehicle, all these about 4 or 5 people were still in the vehicle.
Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3, get up.
We'll worry about that later, matey.
Yeah, basically, the vehicle's come to arrest. The occupants haven't gone for... they haven't legged it, so I think we've got 4 in custody. As you can see, the car's obviously lost control, come to the dead end and crashed.
There are 4 teenagers, but the one the cops really want is the driver, who's tried to pull a fast one.
The driver's trying to be clever and he jumped into the back seat, so he couldn't be identified as the driver, but luckily one of the traffic vehicles that were behind it originally could ID the driver straight away.
Because the driver's too young to have a licence, the cops suspect he's taken the car without the owner's consent, and that may also explain why he took such risks to try to get away. PC John Mussett, the singing policeman, has an interesting theory about the people who frequent this car park.
Criminals visit criminals, and you do pick up a lot of dodgy cars, stolen cars. They'll even go in stolen cars to visit the mates who are in prison, which you might laugh, but they do.
It's a good place to pick up business.
The Carlton was sort of leaving the car park at the far side. Bumped up the curb quite noticeably, which drew our attention, just as, why did he do that? Didn't particularly seem in a hurry at the time, so we continued around the car park. As he was leaving, we could see he didn't have his seatbelt on. So just as the first in to stop the car to have a chat was the fact that he wasn't wearing the seatbelt and the manner of driving.
Driving without a seatbelt will cost the driver a £30 fine. Mussett zooms his camera in to record the evidence.
Oh no, he says, I'm gonna get stopped.
The driver's all of a sudden belted up. He's not intending to pull over.
I was screwed up with Darryl McPherson, and it was Darryl who got the first inkling that the car wasn't going to stop.
Success from Tango Mike Alpha 2.
And the lights were red against us. And although he didn't go through at any great speed, he just continued through the traffic lights. We both had a second sense that there was just something wrong. It's not something you can put your finger on and say, I don't know, copper's nose, if you like.
York Road, out of town.
We avoided collision with 2 or 3 cars at that point. And every set of lights we came to then in the dual carriageway seemed to be against him. Took the wing mirror off the Carlton and took a wing mirror off a member of the public's car.
Commentary of the pursuit is being broadcast over the open radio, so any traffic cops able to hear it in the vicinity can assist.
Oh, he's had a crash. Heading towards Doncaster City Town Centre.
Mussett needs help, but it's too far away for PC Brown.
It's miles away.
But the crew of the police helicopter Sierra Yankee 99 have picked up the pursuit as well, and they're diverting to the scene.
SA635 now approaching Mar Village, speed is 60, still failing to stop. Yes, we're in heavy traffic in Mar Village.
speed is 40. It's forcing oncoming vehicles into the side of the road and passing Mart Lodge to the offside. It's a grey-coloured Vauxhall Carlton saloon. Just thinking, we've got automatic. Do you want to call Stewie through? He was forcing his way through the traffic. It was, I'm not stopping.
Sierra Yankee 99 has caught up with the chase and is above and filming.
Excess Yankee 99 Channel 1, we've got the pursuit on video following the motor.
Helicopters joining in now. Vauxhall Carlton.
There's no way we're going to get past him at this speed. Sierra Yankees. Yeah. Approaching Hickleton Crossroads and Hickleton Village. Speed is 70. It was definitely very, very dangerous. You know, he put a lot of people's lives at risk by the way that he drove. Approaching 20-mile-an-hour speed limit to Legit Lane. Officers to be aware of the speed bumps.
In the chopper is another police rookie, trainee observer PC Gary Thomas.
We noticed the driver had his sunroof open, so we put our sirens on as well, just to perhaps make him look up and see what were there. That's sometimes enough for them to abandon the vehicle pursuit and bail out on foot, in which case it's a lot safer for the general public.
Yankee 99 to all following vehicles, there's a tractor ahead, over.
The helicopter relayed to us that this tractor was a potential problem. So we were able to back off and negotiate that quite safely.
The car driver's got a plan to lose the cops. He's making for open countryside where he thinks he can escape.
Fucking hell, that's it, bastard thing. Yeah, vehicles on the main road. Whoa. He went off road onto a dirt track. We just couldn't follow him at the speeds he was doing. Would have wrecked the car. Plus it wasn't safe. And the dust he kicked up was like driving into a fog.
We're on some track now. We're on some country track now. I'm not sure if the police cars have lost it.
He may have lost the chasing cop cars, but he hasn't yet shaken off the police chopper.
Yes, we have lost sight. We've lost sight due to the nature of the road. Can Sierra Yankee continue with the commentary?
Sierra Yankee 99, Roger. He's still continuing along Carhead Lane.
So the helicopter could keep track on him then, because he was some distance in front of us. We were probably doing no more than 10 miles an hour down the track. It was extremely undulating.
Sierra Yankee 99, still no deviation. One white male driver. He is aware that we're on him. The pursuing vehicles are still some way behind her.
Of all things, the car was fitted with a sunroof, which had the blind rolled back. So it pulled the cover forward on the sunroof to try and stop the helicopter from videoing him.
99 to all vehicles. He's trying to make his way back to along the track because he's stuck. If you can make your way towards us, you'll get boxed in.
So without the helicopter, yeah, he's struggling now.
So he's trying to manoeuvre his vehicle out of a cornfield.
The man's finding it a bit difficult to drive through the long, uncut corn. He's chosen the wrong time of year to come this way.
99 is off the field onto another field, still in the middle of nowhere.
He went through at least one cornfield, across an open field which had been cut. I think there was basically nothing on it, but it was hard enough for this Vauxhall to be able to drive across it. It then went into a field of oilseed rape.
The man's finally abandoned the car.
It's outrunning. Yeah. Good on all officers, we got outrunning.
With the traffic cops nowhere in sight, he's getting away. Time for drastic action from the rookie chopper copper.
It wasn't the first time I'd deplaned from the helicopter, but it was the second. So once I'd deplaned and was on the ground, the helicopter lifted away, and the suspect then gave up. He immediately gave up as soon as he saw me on the ground. He stopped running, stood still. I could see that other officers were coming towards me from the little track where they'd stopped.
One arrested, vehicle recovered, and we're to find in when we shut down to pick up our observer, over.
One arrested. I wonder if there was only one in the car.
He was 16, shouldn't have had a driving licence. He didn't look particularly young. He'd dropped some friends off who were visiting a prisoner, is what he'd said afterwards when he was interviewed. And he was looking for somewhere to park the car, but so was. And it spooked him a bit, and he thought, well, I'll go for a drive, maybe they'll ignore me. I'll go for a drive round and come back later.
Well, PC Scothan has given up the goat and resumed his search for kids who shouldn't be driving cars. And that means relying on your instincts.
You have a sixth sense and you can almost point out a car and you're thinking there's going to be a job in that. That person has either definitely got no insurance or the person's disqualified or shouldn't be driving. It's experience more than anything. That you see a car amongst a load of other vehicles driving down a busy road and you'll target it and you'll go for it.
Scothan's senses are working overtime today. The car on the roundabout has caught his eye. It's past its prime and has got 4 young lads in it. PC Scothan, although in a highly visible marked police car, will follow discreetly. Almost always, it's the nerve of the driver he's following which breaks first. Within a blink of an eye, the suspect car is away and nearly out of sight.
Says from Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
Scothan needs help.
Says from Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
But there's a problem.
Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
His radio isn't working.
Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
He can't contact the control room at headquarters.
Tango Mike Charlie 2, do you receive?
The communication difficulties have been going on all day, and engineers are working on the problem.
Says from Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
But Scothan's not entirely on his own. PC Horton has heard the radio transmissions and is on his way to help at top speed. He knows Scothan might be in danger because he's alone.
I know he was single crewed. The operations room shouted him a couple of times and got no response. A, I was concerned for his welfare, and B, I needed to get there to assist in case he was on foot pursuit.
Scothan's not on foot, he's still in his car chasing.
Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
But help is at hand, another motorist on a narrow road.
Tango Romeo Charlie 2.
The joyriders aren't sure what to do. 2 of the lads decide to leg it, knowing PC Scothan's on his own.
It's quite difficult to find the driver in that situation, so I thought I got the person who was driving and he wanted to run, and I went immediately for him, took a beeline for him, rather than anybody else in the vehicle.
Get in that car. None of you move.
Scothan's also worried about the driver in the other car.
Have they damaged your car?
And finding evidence which proves that his prisoners are not first-time car thieves. The discarded rubber surgical gloves are not what everyone wears to go driving.
They all knew that wearing gloves, there's no fingerprints within the cars, none on the outside, none on the windscreens, etc.
Sit in here. You two, if you move, you'll get the same treatment. Where's the car from? You found it, in there.
Scothan has his kids under control. Some are underage and cannot be identified for legal reasons.
Says from Tango Romeo Charlie 4.
Scothan is still having difficulty contacting HQ.
Says from Tango Romeo Charlie 4.
For technical reasons.
Tango Romeo Charlie 5 had a short pursuit. I wonder if you can get me some assistance, please. I'm on the small road that runs from Retford Road up towards Ulley. The vehicle's collided in some trees. I've got 3 detained, 1 outstanding, has done a run across fields.
SXS2 all mobile.
At last he's got through. PC Horton is still on his way, worried.
When one traffic car gets involved in pursuit, every traffic car that's available will travel towards that pursuit. Steve got to me as fast as he possibly could.
PC Horton is concerned for Scothan's safety. He's got prisoners and he's on his own.
He's got 3 detained and he's not been heard from. Traffic mobile attendant, Brooklyn Valley Road in Sheffield.
A new radio system has been installed, but there are still teething problems. Until it's sorted out, the traffic cops must sometimes rely on each other for backup.
It could have been quite naughty.
The kids he's caught think it's all a bit of a laugh. PC Scothen doesn't.
I've just had a pursuit and you couldn't even hear me. And I've got 4 of them here and I'm on my own. And I'm not particularly pleased about it. Get them engineers out because, like I said, I've just had some right grief here.
PC Horton hasn't had any grief, but he's frustrated.
Sit on my bonnet. Yeah, have a sit on my bonnet instead of sitting on the floor.
Horton isn't going to save Scothen from any danger, but he might be able to help resolve any uncertainty about who was driving the car.
Wrong button, mate.
That's what I'm wanting, yeah? Yeah. Alrighty. Stolen car.
Come here with us.
Hey? Yeah. All 3. Right, I'm telling you 2 now, you're under arrest.
Passengers in a joyride usually get off more lightly than a driver, but everyone gets cuffed.
Can I get my keys out of the car?
Are they your car?
No, my keys in.
Well, hang on then. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put cuffs on you first.
So how come I got stuff to the driver's seat? Back to the wrong.
Oh. Well, we'll find out, won't we? It's not a problem. If you're not driving, you weren't driving. If you were, you were. You were the one that got out and started running.
Scothen's now got to prove that the lad he thinks was behind the wheel actually was.
I think they've just said yes at for.
Left the vehicle?
Yeah, it's a nicked car. These people are just criminally minded. They don't start off by stealing the car. They'll probably start off by doing small crime, being in the back of a car at 14, 15 years old, and literally getting promoted through the gang to being the driver. And every criminal lad at that age wants to show how good they are at driving, and getting away from a police car is one way that they can show that.
We don't want me part of that.
Yeah, if rob them, take him, that's great.
What's the DRM?
I'll get it here.
What look?
It's Ford Orion.
This time, there's no getting away from the police or anyone else. All is not what it seems. Scothen and Horton are reviewing the situation. The driver may not be the one Scothen has arrested.
And has one come out from passenger side and sneaked out?
Well, 2 have come out at back, and when you look down here, passenger side's open. So what he's actually done is he's either climbed over the back, or he's got out in the bushes and gone back into the car to get out, because he gets out quite some time later, little lad who was run off, with glasses on. I mean, I thought the chase were over before it started when I saw Audi. Well, I'm wider than Orion, but I've managed to get through and not bury my car in edge. I suppose it's difference between a twalker and a traffic driver, I suppose.
Well, no, because you're one of the fastest and safest drivers in the country, mate.
The traffic cops have realised that they have twackers on their hands. Kids who don't really know how to drive and who have taken a car without consent. A twacker.
It is a street term, but it derives from that, and it involves obviously joyriding the car, but not intending to keep that car. Whereas theft is they tend to steal the car and tend to do something with it, not let the owner have it back.
In the past 6 months, 20,000 cars were either broken into, stolen, or taken without the owner's consent in South Yorkshire. While PC Horton takes the prisoners away, PC Scothen can now interview and comfort the people in the car that inadvertently helped him.
We really got away, didn't we?
I know, yeah.
I don't know, I missed you.
No, I know, that's what I was thinking of.
That was wider than him.
A bit wider, huh? He's slightly misjudging, I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think it was the width of my car that stopped me taking the same route, because...
We were well over.
Yeah. Well, they're still travelling, so... I'll just quickly take your name, obviously, at driver, that'll do. Just name and address, and then... Did you get to see driver?
Yeah, now.
A few miles away in the centre of Rotherham, PC Horton is booking in one of the lads who leapt out of the crashed stolen car, a 16-year-old twacker.
He's arrested for twalk.
You've been arrested for taking a motor vehicle without the owner's authority. Do you understand that? You're going to be detained on these premises so we can secure and preserve evidence.
The teenagers who are in custody are going to be searched. They still think it's all a big joke.
See what I mean?
But one of the kids in the car is still missing, on the run. PC Scothen now has the support of the local dog unit.
Oh, he's a beauty, Simone. I've never seen him before. Is it he or she?
Yeah, it's him.
Dog handlers take dogs over every obstacle.
The chances of finding the runaway boy are slim. At the police station, PC Horton's patience is wearing thin.
Pick them up, because I'm certainly not picking them up.
But not his sense of humour.
Coppers still got a sense of humour? Always.
Can I leave them wheel?
Yes.
For him when he comes in.
Horton has had enough.
Do you want anybody to know that you're on the premises?
The 18-year-old Twocker, the one the cops believed was the driver, wants to see his lawyer. It's getting busy at Rotherham Main Street Police Station. The lawyer for the lad who PC Scothen thinks was driving the stolen car he chased down the lane has arrived. She wants video proof that it was him.
This is probably why it's better to show you here and now and not on the interview, because it's nightmare
Yeah.
technology. Isn't it? Just stop it there.
Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is actually.
Case closed.
Okay, that's fine. So you happy with that?
Scothen isn't finished yet. This kid has sinned before, and he will again.
I've dealt with you before, haven't I? Boss Way, when there were a car in a Rover, you ended up putting it back at Stradbroke. Oh, you've changed a bit since then, you've grown a bit. We'll see you in a sec. I actually said to him in the custody area, this is not going to be the last time I'm going to see you like this, and he said, no, it's not. I'm going to steal more cars.
The kid arrested by PC Scothen for driving the car down the lane which crashed into a hedge received a 6-month detention order. His mates were banned from driving for 12 months. The kid who ran away was never identified.